Hi everyone, I have a reformer class for you today that will be focused on unilateral work, which will be one side at a time. We're going to start with footwork. So foot bars are going to go all the way up. I'm going to go more of a medium setting for my springs today. For my legs, I'm going to go 3 reds or 3 heavies. I would say light setting for legs would be 2 heavies and a medium, and then a heavier setting would be your 3 heavy springs and a light spring. If you want to go heavier than that, you can. If you want to go lighter than that, you can. But again, I'm going to go a little more medium with 3 heavy springs. Balls are an option as well. You can grab them if you want them for your sideline. I'm just going to use my hand to support my head today. So just know balls are an option. If you don't have them, you don't have to use them. If you don't want to use them, you don't have to. Again, foot bars up, we're going to start lying down on our reformers. When we get down onto our reformers, we're going to start with our heels on the foot bar, parallel with each other, sits bones distance away, so just about that fist distance away from each other. And then head rest can be up or down, that's up to you. Right heel is going to stay on the foot bar, left knee is going to go up into our tabletop position. Again, we're in our neutral spine, so I'm finding my tailbone down, my sacrum heavy, and that nice natural curvature of my low back. I'm going to exhale today to push my carriage away, and then on an inhale, I'm going to bend to come back in. Again, I'm going to exhale to push out, and then inhale as I bend to come back in, pressing into my heel and engaging my glute as I push away, and then inhale back. Exhale to push, inhaling as we bend and return back in. Again, pelvis staying in that same spot. Sacrum just stays nice and heavy the entire time. We're going to go for 3, 2, and then last one. Then once we come in, we're going to pause. Left heel is going to go onto the foot bar. Right knee goes up into our tabletop position. Again, we're going to exhale to push the carriage away. Inhaling as we bend to come back in. Exhale, press, engage that glute. Inhale back. So feeling quads, glutes, hamstrings working on our heels. Engaging our core on our exhales as we push out. And then just being mindful, you can glance up at your foot every once in a while, just making sure your toes stay pointed straight up to the ceiling so we don't move into any external rotation with the toes pointed out, no internal rotation with the toes pointed in. So toes, knee are staying pointed straight up at the ceiling. Let's go for 2 more. Exhale out, inhale back, and then last one, push and resist. And once we come back in, we're going to go arches of the feet onto the foot bar. Right arch can stay on. Left knee is going to go up into a tabletop position. We're going to add in a little movement of our left leg this time. So I'm going to push my carriage out on my exhale again. As I inhale to come back, I'm going to reach my left leg over the foot bar, press, bend my knee back into tabletop, reach it over the foot bar as I come back in. So that's the only thing that we're doing, extending the left leg out every time we come in. Again, we are inhaling in today. We're exhaling to push. Inhale, exhale, push. On my exhale, I'm engaging my left obliques to bring my knee back into my tabletop position. That knee should end up right over your hip, so it doesn't get pulled in any closer towards the body. I have my hands on my hips, just making sure that my pelvis isn't moving. We're gonna go for 3, 2, and 1. Then once we come back in, the left arch can go onto the foot bar. Right knee now goes up into our tabletop position. Same thing. We'll exhale to push out. When we inhale back in, we reach the right leg over. Exhale, press, bend, reach the leg over the foot bar as we come back in. Sacrum, pelvis stay nice and still. When we exhale and we pull the right knee in, I'm engaging my right obliques, and then my knee is going to end up right over my hip. Inhale and exhale, push. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and then last one. Then once we come back, we can pause in. We're going to take our toes, balls of our feet onto the foot bar. All 10 toes are on to start. Right toe stay on. Left knee goes up into our tabletop position. This time when we come in, we're going to go under the foot bar with our left leg. So I'm going to exhale, press out. When I come in, I'm going under the foot bar, press, bend back into tabletop, under the foot bar as we come in. Exhale out, inhale back. Again, neutral spine the entire time. You can take your hands onto your pelvis, make sure that it's staying nice and still with that moving left leg, and we are evenly weighted throughout all 5 toes. And I have a little lift of my right heel so I can get into my quads a little more. Exhale, push. Inhale back. Again, engage your left obliques on your exhale, so it's not just quads and hip flexors, working to pull that knee back into our tabletop position. We're gonna do one more. Then we're gonna take the left toes onto the foot bar, bend, come all the way back in, right knee up into our tabletop position. Same thing, we go under, we exhale to push, we inhale to come under as we bring our carriages back in. Exhale out, inhale, bringing the carriages back in, making sure that that right hip does not drop down with the leg as we reach under, and it doesn't hike up with the knee as we bring it back into that tabletop position. Evenly weighted throughout all 5 of your left toes. Nice little lift to that heel to get into those quads a little more. 3, 2, and 1. Then we can take the right toes on. We can hold our carriages all the way out. Take a look at your toes, make sure that they're even, they're parallel. We are going to go in for a quick run, so we're just gonna bend one knee, lower the opposite heel, taking that run at our own pace. 3, 2, 1, then we'll lift the heels up, bend, come all the way back in. Okay, finishing with unilateral bridges. You can go heels, arches, or toes onto the foot bar, whatever you feel more comfortable with bridging. Headrests are gonna go all the way down if you two have them up. Arms are gonna be at our sides, left knee back up into a tabletop position. We're gonna inhale in our neutral spine to start. On an exhale, I'm gonna flatten my low back down into the mat and roll my spine up off the carriage 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm taking an inhale at the top, and then on my exhale, I'm slowly rolling my spine all the way back down into the mat. We're inhaling back into our neutral. We exhale to flatten the low back down. We push into our right foot to roll up, glute hamstrings. Take an inhale, and then again, evenly weighted throughout the right and the left side of the body as we roll our spines back down into the mat. We're gonna do 2 more. Exhale, flatten and peel. Use that glute hamstring. 1 vertebrae at a time, we roll our spines all the way back down into the mat. We inhale at the bottom. And then last one, exhale, flatten and peel. Use that glute hamstring, take that inhale at the top. And then we exhale to roll our spines back down. Now, once we come down, we can pause, set the left heel on, right knee up into our tabletop position. Again, those 4 bridges. Exhale, flatten the low back down, peel our spine up, use that glute hamstring, pelvis is even, and then we roll our spines back down into the mat. Again, 1 bone at a time. Exhaling as we roll up. Send your tailbone tilt to the back of your knees. Articulate your spine all the way back down into the mat. Inhaling in our neutral. 2 more. Exhale, flatten and peel. Inhale at the top. Exhale again as we roll our spines back down into the mat. Inhale in our neutral, and then last one. And roll all the way back down. All right, now once we come down, we're gonna pause, sit ourselves off to the sides of our reformers. We're going 1 heavy spring for some single arms and obliques. Foot bars are going to go all the way down. Again, 1 heavy spring. We're gonna lie ourselves back down onto our reformers. If you would like to have your headrest go back up, they can go back up or they can stay down. We're gonna reach back and grab just our right strap into our hand. Now, up to you. Long loop is going to be lighter for your arm. Short loop is going to be heavier for your arm. So whatever you want to do. The right arm is going to go up to the ceiling. Left arm is just going to be at our sides. Neutral spines again, and then our knees go up into a tabletop position, like they're zipped together. Again, single arms and obliques. I'm going to exhale, pull my right arm straight down to my side. Inhale, return back up with control. I'm exhaling to pull straight down. Inhaling to return back up, feeling my lat engaging as I pull. And then my core, as always, is firing. That 2 inches underneath my belly button is drawing in and up. Every time my arm reaches up to the ceiling, it doesn't go past my shoulder. Exhale to pull down. Inhale, return. We're gonna go for 3. Feeling our lats, triceps engaged. And then last one, exhale, pull, inhale, return. Now we're gonna pause at the top, slide your left hand into the strap. Do not worry about your neutral spines. Your knees are gonna sway slightly to the left side of the room, and I mean slightly, so your hips aren't actually like lifting all the way up, so just slightly off to the side. And then we're doing oblique curls to the right. So I'm gonna exhale, press, curl, rotate to my right hip, and then I'm gonna inhale, return back down center. So every time I curl up, I'm gonna rotate slightly to the right side. Every time I come down, I'm gonna go back center. Press, curl, rotate to that right hip. Inhale, return center. Again, the knees stay slightly to the left side. They don't have to go completely off to the left. Curl, rotate. Inhale, return. We're gonna go for 3. We want our obliques to fire for 2. And then on this last one, we're gonna hold ourselves at the top. Knees stay slightly to the left side. I'm gonna inhale, dip my toes down towards my springs. Exhale, lift the knees back up. Inhale, hinge to dip. Exhale, lift. Arms stay right at your hips. They don't hover up towards the ceiling. We hold the curls. We inhale to dip the toes. We scoop into our core to lift. Again, engaging those obliques as we bring those knees back up into that tabletop position. This is the last one. When we come back up, arms up, heads down, relax the feet, and we can give ourselves a little stretch. We have 2 more things on the right side before we switch to the left. So the hands are gonna stay stacked. Again, we do not have to worry about our neutral spine for these obliques. Knees in our tabletop position, they sway slightly to the left side. We're gonna press, curl, rotate to that right hip, we hold. On an inhale, I'm gonna reach both legs out to a challenging level. Exhale, pulling my legs back in. Inhale, out. Exhale, scooping into my abs to pull my legs back in. I'm feeling those left obliques. Inhale out, exhale back. Let's go for 3. If the necks are an issue, heads go down 2. And then last one, arms up, heads down, relax the feet. And again, we can give ourselves a stretch. Last thing that we're gonna do will be both legs lowering and lifting. If this is ever an issue for your back, shorten your range of motion. If it is still an issue, have your legs go straight up to the ceiling rather than to the left side. So hands stacked, knees in tabletop, legs go up. We're gonna press curl to the right hip. The leg should be slightly to the left, again, unless that's an issue for your back. Both legs lower down to a challenging level. We scoop into our abs to lift. We inhale to lower, we exhale to lift. Mine are going at a slight diagonal. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. We have 2 more down. Scoop to lift, and then last one, lower, lift. We bend the knees, arms up, heads down, relax our feet, and then we're gonna hang our right strap back up. Readjust yourselves on your reformers. Grab your left strap. Again, long loop is lighter, short loop is heavier. Left arm goes up to the ceiling, neutral spines. Knees are up into our tabletop position, legs are zipped together. We exhale just to pull our left arm straight down. We inhale to return, feeling our lats again, triceps engage, abs are firing. Knees stay right into that tabletop position. Exhale to pull, inhale, return. Bra lines need to stay heavy down into the mat. And then that left hand does not go past your shoulder. We're gonna pull down for 3, 2, and then last one, exhale, pull, inhale, return. Now we slide our right hand on top. We sway the knees slightly to the right side. Do not worry about your neutral spine now. We press, curl, rotate to that left hip. We inhale to return back. Again, every time we come up, it should be a little rotation to the left. Every time we come down, we go center. Press, curl, rotate to that left hip. Inhale down and center. Exhale, press, curl, rotate, return. We have 3. Again, we want those obliques to fire for 2. And then on this last one, we're gonna hold ourselves here, dip the toes down, exhale, lift the knees up. Inhale, dip, exhale, lift. Make sure that those arms stay long at your sides. They should be right at your hips. If your necks are an issue, heads go down, knees stay slightly to the right side for 3, scoot to lift 2, 1, and then we're gonna go arms up, heads down, relax the feet. Again, we can give ourselves a little stretch. 2 more things here. Hands are stacked, knees go back up into our tabletop position, sway them slightly to the right side. Press, curl, rotate to that left hip hold. Inhale, reach both legs out to a challenging level. Exhale, pull the knees back in. Inhale, out. Exhale, in. Again, if the necks are an issue, make sure that those heads go down. Arms at your sides. Draw your abs in to pull your legs back for 2. Last 1. Arms up, head down, relax feet. As always, give it a little stretch. Last thing that we're gonna do will be both legs lowering and lifting. So I'm gonna stack my hands again. Knees go back up into a tabletop position. They go slightly to the right side. We extend the legs, we press, curl up. Inhale, lower both legs down to a challenging level. Exhale, lift. Again, if this is an issue for your backs, shorten your range of motion. If that still doesn't work, have your legs go straight up rather than slightly to the right side. We have 3, 2, 1, and then bend the knees and return back down. Okay, we're gonna hang our strap back up onto the peg. We're going to sit off to the sides of our reformers. We're going to 1 blue or 1 medium spring on our reformers. My heavy comes off. Now, this is where if you want to use a ball, you can put a ball on your headrest. I am going to lie on my right side with my tricep in my headrest today and my hand supporting my head. So again, ball if you want them. Otherwise, you can lie on your sides just like me. We're on the right side. The right leg is gonna stay bent. The left leg is going to extend out away from you, and we're gonna grab the strap that's right down in front of you into your left hand. As always, long loop lighter for your arm, short loop heavier. I'm gonna start with short and see how I feel. If you would like this heavier, feel free to go to 1 red instead of a blue spring, especially if you're a male and you need it heavier, you can always go a little heavier. So again, right leg stays bent, left leg is gonna lift up in line with the body, the foot is flexed and it should be parallel to the floor. I'm gonna keep my left foot flexed, my left arm is right over my shoulder. On an exhale, I'm gonna pull my left arm down to my hip and then I'm gonna return back up. Now I have my arm just slightly out in front of me so that that strap doesn't hit my face. So if it is hitting your face, have your arm just go a little further forward. The left leg stays flexed and parallel. Now we're gonna add in. So every time we pull our arm down, we're gonna lift our left leg up. Make sure your foot stays parallel to the floor, no external rotation. And then when we lift the arm, the leg goes back down in line with the body. We pull the arm down, we lift the leg up, and we inhale to return. Exhale, pull, lift, inhale, return. Make sure your left foot stays flexed and parallel. Again, it does not externally rotate. Otherwise, you're gonna be able to get a little higher and a little less into your abductors and your obliques. So I want the abductors and obliques firing when we lift and then we inhale, return. We're gonna do 3, 2, now this next time we pull down, we're gonna hold the arm and the leg. As we reach our arm straight forward, now the leg goes back down in line with the body. Every time we press our palm to our hip, we lift the leg back up, flex parallel. We reach the arm straight forward, we press it back to the hip. Lats and triceps for this whole series, abductors and obliques with that leg. Exhale, press and lift. Inhale, return. My abs, as always, are into my back. My hips are staying stacked and my shoulders stay stacked. I'm gonna go for 2 more. Exhale, press, lift. Inhale, return, last one. Now again, we're gonna hold here. We bend our elbow for our tricep press. We let the leg go down in line with the body. Every time we press our palm back, we lift the leg. So we bend the elbow, we lift the leg stays long. I'm creating a fist too with my left hand rather than having long fingers, so you can have long fingers or a fist. Bend, press, lift the leg. Bend and press, lift the leg. Let's go for 4, Exhale, again, feel those abductors working to lift that leg. Feel those obliques, triceps working with that arm. This is the last one. And then once we come down, we can relax. Now we're gonna take that long loop. It goes around our leg, above our knee. When we get it there, both knees are gonna bend now at a 90-degree angle. The knees should be right in front of your hips here. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, carriage stays still. I'm gonna lift my whole left leg off of my right leg, and then I'm gonna lower it back down without my carriage moving. I'm gonna lift the leg up and lower it down. If your carriage is moving, that means that that strap is pulling your leg towards your body. You need to keep the same pressure in the strap when you lift and then when you lower. So again, we can work back into the abductors. We're exhaling to lift, inhaling to lower, feeling it right in the outside of our glutes. Exhale up, inhale down, keep those carriages still. Lift and lower. We have 3, 2. Now on this last one, we're gonna hold the leg up. Our carriage will move for this next one. We're gonna do hip circles. So now I'm gonna dip my toes down towards the springs, bring my legs back so they're stacked on top of each other, lift the leg back up, dip the toes down, legs together, up, dip down, together, up. It's like a little circle right from the head of our femur in our hip socket. I want a nice fluid motion here. The hips need to be staying stacked. Movement comes right from the head of the femur. You should feel your glute mins really working for these. We're gonna go for 3, 2, and then last one. Now we're not relaxing the leg, we're reversing. So now we slide the toes down, we lift the leg up, we come together, slide down, lift up, together. Again, for those circles, reverse, hips stay stacked, shoulders stay stacked, down, up, together. A nice fluid motion. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, then once we come back, we can take that strap off of our leg. We're gonna keep it, and we're gonna sit up, and we're gonna face the same direction, but we're kneeling on our reformers this time. Now, when we kneel, you can go ahead, we're gonna stay on the same spring. I'm gonna be, I don't know, like 6-ish inches away from my shoulder blocks. The further you are away from your shoulder blocks, the heavier this is. The closer you are to your shoulder blocks, the lighter this is. We're going to go into some arms and some obliques. Long loop is light for your arms, short loop is heavier. Our shoulders, hips are parallel to the wall in front of us. Arms open wide, nice little bend to the elbows. Palms should be rotated towards each other. Hug a tree. On an exhale, we bring our fingertips together right in front of our chest. We inhale to open. We exhale to bring the fingertips together and inhale open. Again, those hands should end up right in front of your chest. And I'm using my core here to help stabilize me so that when I bring my arms together, when I open, the strap doesn't pull my torso side to side. So my hips and shoulders should be staying parallel to the wall in front of me. Shoulders are down, collarbones are wide. I want you to think a circle with your hands. They're not here, they're not jutted out here into an oval. A circle, hug a tree. Inhale, open, exhaling as we close. Again, if you want it heavier, you can scoot closer to your foot bars. We're gonna go for 3, 2, then on this last one, we lace our fingers together. We inhale, we let the strap pull us to the right side of the room, and then we exhale and we pull, rotate to the left. Inhale, rotate right, exhale, rotate left. Again, those arms are still in a circle, our shoulders are down, our collarbones are wide, and every time I rotate right and left, I am thinking it's coming right from my rib cage, not my shoulders and not my hips. So again, right from those ribs. And when you rotate from your ribs, you should feel your obliques. We're gonna go for 4, 3, keep those circles in that arm, 2, shoulders stay out of the ears, and 1. Okay, then once we come back center, we're gonna pause, hang your strap up onto the peg. Now, our right leg is gonna go all the way up against the shoulder blocks. The left leg is going to be right next to your right, so your legs are zipped together. Your right foot is going to go onto the frame of the reformer. I hold onto my reformer to do this, and then the foot needs to be parallel. I'm gonna have my foot pretty far away from my body so that I can really get into my adductors, inner thighs. If you want this easier, take the right foot closer in towards your body. But again, I want mine a little more challenging, so I'm taking my right foot as far out as I can. First thing that we need to do, shoulders, hips, square to the wall in front of us. We're pulling the carriage in with our right leg first. Our knee should be over our ankle. Again, watch your shoulders and hips. You're going to allow the left knee to slide out from underneath your hip, and then you're going to pull the left leg back in underneath you. So we inhale to let it slide out. We exhale to pull back in. The right leg stays in the same spot the entire time. Again, my shoulders and hips are staying parallel to the wall in front of me. I'm allowing the spring to pull my left knee out, and then I have to use my inner thigh to pull in. Exhale back, inhale out, exhale to pull in. Out and in, out and in. Let's do 4, 3, keep that right leg still, 2, and 1. Okay, then we go all the way back in. My right leg goes long. I'm gonna step off with my right foot, step off with my left, and then we're lying on our left side next. Same thing on the other side, ball or no ball, that's up to you. I'm gonna do no ball. My tricep is in my headrest, my hand is supporting my head, my hips, my shoulders are stacked on top of each other, and then I'm going to grab my strap into my right hand. Again, long loop light, short loop heavy. Left knee stays bent, right leg extends out. The foot is flexed, parallel to the floor, in line with your body. We reach the right arm straight up to the ceiling. It should be right over our shoulder. We exhale to pull the right arm down towards our side. We inhale to return. Again, if that strap hits your face, just go a little further forward. We exhale to pull down towards our hips. And then we inhale, return. That arm doesn't go past the shoulder. Right foot needs to stay flexed and parallel. Now this next time we pull, we add in the leg. So when we pull down, we lift the leg. When we reach up, we lower. Exhale, pull, lift. Inhale, return. Again, keep the foot parallel to the floor. Look at your toes. Do they point up to the ceiling? They shouldn't. They should, again, be staying parallel to the floor. Exhale, down and up. Inhale, return. Getting into our abductors and your obliques when we lift the leg. The whole arm series will be lats and triceps. We have 3, 2, all right, on this last one we hold, we reach our arm forward, the leg goes down when we reach forward. Every time we press our palm to our hip, we lift the leg back up. So we inhale, we reach the arm straight forward, lower the leg, exhale, press and lift the leg. Inhale, forward, exhale, press, lift that leg. Keep the foot flexed parallel. My palm is facing my leg when I press back. Inhale, forward, exhaling as we press back, really feeling those lats and triceps. 3, make sure that that hand when we reach forward does not go past your chest. 2, okay, on this last one we press back, we hold, we bend the elbow, tricep press. When we bend the elbow, we lower the leg. When we press into our triceps, we lift the leg. Bend the elbow, we lower the leg, we press and lift. Again, I'm creating a fist with my hand. You can have a fist or long fingers, that is up to you. Exhale as we press back, inhaling as we bend. Give me 3 more. 2 and 1. Okay, then we relax. We're gonna take that long loop. It goes around our leg above our knee. Both knees are gonna be bent at a 90 now. The hips, or the knees should be right in front of your hips. The carriage stays still for this first round. We exhale to lift our top leg up. We inhale to lower down. Exhale, lift. And then inhale, lower. Again, keeping that carriage still. We need to keep tension on that strap so that it doesn't pull our leg forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale, return. Abductors, outsides of the legs, outsides of those glutes. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Let's do 4. Keep those hips stacked. 3, 2. Now on this last one, we hold. Ready? We circle. We dip the toes. The carriage moves. We bring the legs together. We lift up. We dip down. We come together. We lift up for those hip circles right from the head of the femur in that hip socket. Down, together, lift. Down, together, lift. Ooh, really feeling that glute man working here. Give me 3. Try to keep those hips, shoulders stacked. 2. And then last one. Now when we come back together, we don't get a break. We reverse right away. We slide the toes down. We lift the leg up. We come together. We slide down, up, together. Nice circles of that hip. For 4, 2, and 1. Okay, relax that leg. We're gonna take that strap off. We're gonna keep it. We're sitting off to our sides. We're facing the same direction. We're back into those arms and obliques. So again, if you scoot further away from your shoulder blocks, it's heavier. If you scoot closer to your shoulder blocks, it's lighter. Long loop is lighter for your arms, short loop is heavier for your arms. I'm like 6-ish inches away from my shoulder blocks, and my knees are about hip distance away from each other. Arms open wide, shoulders, hips should be parallel to the wall in front of us. Hug a tree. We exhale, we bring the fingertips together. We inhale to open. The hands again should end up right in front of your chest. Exhale together, inhaling as we open our arms back out to the sides. Exhale together, inhale, open, shoulders stay down, collarbones stay wide. Again, we're using our core for that stability so the strap doesn't pull our torso side to side. Exhale together, inhale, open. Let's go for 3 more. 2, and then last one. Now we lace the fingertips together. We keep that circle of the arms. We inhale, we rotate to the left. We exhale, we pull, rotate right. Inhale left, exhale right. Again, rotation comes right from your rib cage, getting into your obliques. Try to keep your hips parallel to the wall out in front of us. So shoulders need to stay down. Inhale left, exhale, we pull, we rotate to the right with those obliques. We have 3 more. 2 and 1. Okay, now we come back center. We're gonna hang our strap back up onto the peg. I'm gonna bring my legs all the way together, right into my shoulder blocks. The left foot is going to go right onto the frame of the carriage. Again, the further you have your foot away from the body, the heavier this is for your adductors. If you need this easier, take your foot a little closer. Shoulders, hips are staying parallel to the wall in front of us. First thing you need to do is pull the carriage in with your left leg and then hold. Now, the right leg slides out from underneath your hip, and you have to use your inner thigh to pull your right leg back in. Inhale out, exhale, pull in. The left leg needs to stay in the same spot the entire time. You let the blue spring pull the leg away from the body. You're using your adductor to pull it back in. Inhale out, exhale, pull in, out, and in. Use those inner thighs. 5, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, then that carriage can pull us all the way back. We can step our left foot off, And then last thing that we're gonna do with this blue spring and unilateral work, we're gonna kneel on our reformers facing our straps. When you kneel, hands can be on the outsides of your headrest. If your wrists are an issue, drop down onto your forearms. Grab your right loop. Long loop is gonna go into the arch of your right foot. And then once you get that long loop on, we're setting up 4-point kneeling, shoulders over hands, hips right over knees. Eyes are looking to the floor. On an exhale, I'm gonna press my right leg back and slightly up, and then I'm gonna bend my knee to come back in. Press, little lift of the leg, inhale back. Again, eyes are looking to the floor, shoulders, hips are parallel, abs are in to our backs. Inhale, bend, exhale, press. It shouldn't feel too heavy. Eventually, it's gonna get a little more challenging. Inhale, bend, exhale, press, little lift of that leg. Bend and press. We're gonna do 4 more. Again, down onto your forearms if you need to give your wrists a break for 2. Now this next time we press back, we hold our leg back. We dip the toes straight down towards the springs. We lift straight up. We dip straight down to the springs. We lift straight up. We inhale to dip. Exhale to lift, really feeling that glute max working here, right where your butt connects to your leg. We have 5, 4, again, shoulders, hips need to be staying parallel. 3, 2. Now on this last one, we hold our leg in line with our body, we flex the foot, we do little circles for 8. Think like dinner plate size circles. The pelvis stays still, it's right from the head of the femur, just like those last circles. 3, 2, 1, we reverse again. Little circles, dinner plate size circles, foot is flexed. 4, 3, 2, 1, bend your knee. We're gonna take that strap off of our foot, hang it up onto the peg, and then we have the same thing on the other side. So long loop on the arch of your left foot, down on your forearms if you need to get off of your wrists. Otherwise, shoulders over your hands, hips right over your knees. Shoulders, hips parallel to the floor, abs are into our backs. We're gonna exhale, press our left leg up and slightly back, bend to come back in, press, little lift, inhale, bend, exhale out, and inhale back. Press, little lift of that leg, and then we inhale to bend. Eyes again to the floor, think lengthen out through the crown of your head, abs in. Exhale, press away, inhale back again. This first round isn't gonna feel that bad, and then once we get into those little toe dips, we're really gonna feel our glute max. So glute max, hamstrings, right now we have 4, 2, now on this last one, we hold back, ready, we dip the toe straight down, we lift straight up, straight down to the springs, straight up, dip, lift. We are really going to feel our glute max right where our butt connects to our leg. 6, 5, 3, 2. Okay, on this last one, we hold up, we keep the foot flexed, little circles right from the head of the femur. That pelvis needs to stay still. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse, little circles, foot is flexed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we can bend and relax. Okay, we're gonna take that strap off of our foot. We'll hang it back up onto the peg, and then we'll sit off to the sides of our reformers. Now, I'm gonna go a little heavier with my single leg feet and straps today. I'm gonna keep my foot bar down. I'm gonna keep this blue or medium spring on, and I'm gonna add on 1 heavy with it. Again, I'm going heavier than normal. Usually I would have you on 1 heavy, 1 light spring. So if you wanna go to a normal setting, you can go 1 heavy, 1 light. If that is still too heavy for you, you can just do 1 heavy springs. So you have options, 1 heavy, 1 heavy or 1 light spring, or a heavy and a medium spring like myself. We're gonna lie down. Headrest can be up or down, that's up to you. Grab your right strap, long loop goes onto the arch of your right foot, and that leg is gonna go up just as high as you can hold your neutral spines. Left knee goes up into a tabletop position. Again, find that nice neutral. On an exhale, I'm gonna pull my right leg down towards my springs. Inhale, hinge, come back up. I'm exhaling to pull straight down. Inhaling to hinge back up, maintaining as always that nice neutral spine the entire time, sacrum heavy, pelvis still. You can always take your hands on your hips and see if your pelvis is staying still. That left knee just stays right into our tabletop position the entire time. Take a look at your toes and just make sure that they're pointed straight up. No external rotation, no internal rotation. The legs should be right in line with our sits bones the entire time. We exhale to pull straight down. We inhale to hinge. We're gonna do 2 more. And then last one, exhale, pull, and then inhale, hinge. Now, my leg is gonna go down to a little lower than a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna extend my left leg out with it, heels together, toes are turned apart, so we're in our external rotation. We bend our knees to come in, and then the left leg stays, but the right leg pushes out for single leg frogs. I bend to come back in. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend, staying in that external rotation. Watch your right hip. As you press out, I don't want you to drop your right hip down. And as you come back up, I don't want the hip to lift up. Again, your right hip needs to stay heavy. Left hip stays heavy. They stay parallel to each other the entire time. So I'm just keeping my fingers right on my pelvis and making sure that I'm not moving my pelvis. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push out. Let's do 3 more. 2. Okay, and our last one, we hold out. We bring both legs parallel, but that left knee stays up into our tabletop position. I'm gonna grab onto my shoulder blocks for a little extra stability. We're gonna go into circles. We lower the right leg down towards our springs. We open it slightly out to the side to circle it around back up. I'm exhaling to pull straight down, circle it slightly out to the side to come back up. Think half moon, capital D shape with that leg. Left hip stays heavy. Just like all of our circles today, it comes right from the head of the femur in that hip socket. We go down, we circle around and up for 2. Last one. Then once we come up, we're gonna pause and reverse. So now we open our leg out, we press it down and around, and then we hinge, come back up. It should be a little more challenging in that direction. Half moon, capital D. They might be a little smaller than your last ones. That left hip needs to stay heavy. Feel those adductors working again to bring your right leg back center. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, okay. Once we come up, we're gonna pause, set your left foot down wherever feels comfortable, floor, wooden platform. You can be long, it can be bent, and then I'm just gonna pull my right strap to stretch out my hamstring. Up to you for your stretch. You can take your leg out to the side to get into your adductors. You can take it across the body. You can do your figure 4 stretch by bending your knee. Again, I'm just gonna leave this stretch up to you. You can move through whatever stretch feels best in your body. It's just giving those right legs a stretch. Okay, then we're gonna take that strap off of our foot, hang it back up. Same thing on the left side. Long loop is on your foot. Leg is gonna go up just as high as we can hold our neutral spines. I have my arms on my sides, right knee in a tabletop position. Exhale to pull the left leg straight down. Inhale back up. Again, this left leg is gonna be right in line with your left sits bones. Your toes should be pointed straight up. No pointing out to the sides, no pointing inward towards the body, straight up and down. Exhale to pull, inhale, hinge. Bra lines stay heavy, sacrums stay heavy. Exhale down, inhale up. We're getting the backs of the legs into the glutes to fire. And every time I pull down, I'm engaging my obliques as well, just to get a little more work. So I'm firing up those left obliques as I pull. We're gonna do 4 more. 3, and then last one, pull and then hinge. Okay, now we lower the leg down to a little lower than a 45. Right leg extends, externally rotate, heels together, toes are turned apart. Bend both knees in, single leg frogs. Just the left leg pushes out. Just the left leg comes back in. That right leg stays in that external rotation. Again, if you want to put your hands on your hips just to make sure that your pelvis is staying still, you can always put your hands on your hips. Make sure your left hip doesn't drop down towards the foot bar when you push out. And then just making sure when you bring your left leg in, that hip does not elevate either. So we're exhaling to push out. And then again, inhale as we bend to come back in. Press and bend, keeping that pelvis nice and steady, staying in that external rotation the entire time. We're gonna go for 3. And then last one. Now when we press our leg out, we're gonna hold it out. Both legs are gonna go parallel again. Right knee is gonna stay up into that tabletop position. I'm gonna grab my shoulder blocks into my hands. Elbows are gonna open out nice and wide just for a little extra stability here. We're going to pull our left leg a little further down towards our springs, open it slightly out to the side, and then circle around and back up for that circle. Again, we're exhaling to pull straight down. We're inhaling to circle around and back up. We wanna think that our right hip stays heavy. Again, we're making that half moon capital D shape with the leg. When we bring the leg up and when we pull down, it again should be right in line with the sits bone. So it doesn't get pulled across the body. It goes straight down. We circle it slightly out to the side to come all the way around and back up. Let's do 3 more in that direction. 2. And then last one. Now, once we come up, we're gonna pause at the top and then we're gonna reverse. So we're gonna open our leg out to the side, press it down and around, and then we're gonna hinge to come back up. Again, a little more challenging in that direction. Range of motion might be a little smaller, keeping that right hip heavy, circling right from the head of the femur. We go out, we press down and around. You're hinging again at that hip to go straight up with that leg. 3 more. And then last one. All right, now once we come back up, we're gonna pause. We can relax our right foot down on either the floor of the wooden platform. It can be long, it can be bent, up to you. You're gonna pull the strap, stretch out whatever feels best. So again, you can go hamstring stretch. You can open your leg out to the side, go a little adductors. You can take it across the body, do a little piriformis stretch. You can do a figure 4. Whatever feels best to stretch out that left leg before we take that strap off of your foot. Okay, then I'm gonna take that strap off my left foot, hang it back up onto the peg. One more thing before we finish, we're gonna sit ourselves off to the sides. I'm gonna go to one heavy spring, or one medium spring on my reformer. I'm taking off the heavy, so one medium spring. We're going to stand right in front of our foot bars. If they're in the way, you guys can always move them up. Otherwise, you can keep them down, really does not matter. We're gonna take our hands onto the 2 front corners of the carriage. I'm gonna push my carriage out, let my chest drop down in between my arms. My heels are anchored, my hips are back. And then on an exhale, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis round through my spine and bring the carriage all the way back in. Now, once I come in, the right hand stays, the left hand's gonna go to the right side. So it's right in front of your right hand. You're gonna push the carriage out, and we're trying to find length in the left side of the body for this one. So just trying to stretch out those lats, kind of leaning into that left side body here. Then we'll exhale round to come back in. Take both hands to the left side. Again, my right hand is in front of my left. I'm gonna push the carriage out, find length in the right side body. Hold that stretch. and then round to come back in. Okay, right hand goes back to the right corner. One more push out, pressing away again. Hips stay back, heels are anchored, chest drops down in between the arms. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, then we're gonna round through our spine, bring our carriages back in. We're rolling our spines up one vertebrae at a time. When we come up, we can give those shoulders a little roll back. All right, you guys are all finished. I hope you enjoyed that workout. Thank you so much for joining me.